Straight away, let me welcome you all to this great session about mindset session. We developing that positive mind towards approaches in whatever we are doing. So today, I want to share something a little bit amazing, and I find it a little bit also very interesting. Allow me to share my screen, if you don't mind. I want to share my screen, if you don't mind. Okay. Great. I want to believe that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Perfect. So thank you so much. So this morning, I want us to look at something which is called crab mentality, or it's also known as a crab in the bucket. I believe we all know what a crab is. First, a crab can move in every direction. It's a very funny creature. People find it as food in some other places. In other places, we find it also as something else very dangerous. But what is this about crab mentality? So before I go further explaining what this crab mentality is, it says that if you put crabs in a bowl, what would happen? And one tries to escape. So the others would try to pull her down, or to try to pull that crab down. And this is basically what is called the crab mentality, or it's a theory that explains, or that tries to bring in place this thing that says, if I can't have it, you can't too. Okay. So let me just repeat that again, that if you put crabs in a bowl, okay, there's a tin or a container, and then one tries to escape. Definitely, or what they do, the others would try to pull it down. It won't allow it to come out of the bucket. And this is a kind of mentality which is called, if I can't have it, you can't have it too. Now, why would I talk about crabs? Okay, first, crabs, these are creatures of the same characteristics, or these are of the same family, or whatever it is. So people like us working together within Moracle, or within a specified area, or in a team. But there's something that you need to know, that crabs don't naturally occur in bowls. So they were put there. So the state in which they are existing is what we call unnatural state. That is something that was, it's not a natural state. It's something that was created. Okay. It's not something that, we can say, we tend to sometimes say that is an act of God. There's nothing that you can do to alter that. Like, for example, if I say, Kimtai is a man, there's nothing you can do so that I can change my state to be a woman. So, no, so my state is natural. Again, but this state in which it has been influenced by human nature, it means we have influence. It means someone else has influence. And it is said that unnatural state, the putting of the crabs in the bowl, was done by someone with more powers and control, and more power, control, and privilege to put that. So this theory, very interesting. So this theory tries to explain that this is what happens when people in power force less fortunate ones to scramble for their lives. They try to put them in a natural state, and they try to, they find to, and this is very common in Africa. This is very common in Africa, where, we tend to sometimes, we would want to rise as Africans, but we have these other first world countries trying to put us in a state where we would always want to struggle. But I want to say that cooperation and kindness becomes a luxury affordable to those better off. And then the poor and the marginalized are villainized, okay? They are overlooked within the society. But trauma is not a natural state. So we say we don't judge the oppressed by their, natural or by their resistance, Now, what do we mean when we talk about this crab mentality? When we talk about this crab mentality, or we also call it crabs in a bucket. This one is often used as a metaphor that describes how people can behave when they see others trying to improve themselves or achieve greater things. So we would read this and we would try to say, how do we relate it with the mind session aspect, or how do we relate to our operation within, within an organization or in the work environment. So this state here, or this mentality or this metaphor here. So we say it describes how people, we try to see someone tries to rise, and instead of providing support to that person who wants to rise, we try to discourage that person, and that is what happens. People overlook you, and it's about people are jealous about you. People are selfish about you. They don't want to give you the support to do what, to push you up. There's this thing that says that, clap for others until it reaches a point, people will also clap for you. But people wouldn't want to continue clapping or always clap for you. Sometimes it's something very hard to do. But so what we are saying now, this thing is likened into just like a crab in a bucket. When one crab tries to climb out, the others puts it back. But here, I want us to see how it manifests and how we can break free from it, okay? This is something that is very common in the society. There is always the gap between the haves and the have-nots. But hey, we that have not, how do you break yourself, or how do you break from this mentality? And again, when we talk about the haves and the have-nots, it cuts across different areas. Not necessarily, probably we're talking about those who have ideas. We're talking about, okay, fine, those who have money. We're talking about those who have maybe things within the society. So there's always a certain gap. And I think it's the nature of a man. It's the nature of a man to not want another person to succeed. So, but we are saying, whatever you wish others, there's this also principle about the karma. Whatever you wish others always comes back to you. Whatever you measure, whatever you use measuring. Let's say if you use, if it could be measured and say, the love that you give others, you measure it with a kilo. Let's just say it's about a kilo. It will just come back in the same measure. So we are saying here, how do we manifest? How does this thing manifest, and how do we, break from it? One, we need to identify crabs in our life. What do I mean here? We need to recognize the people who exhibit this behavior. What is this behavior? The behavior of trying to pull you down. It could be you yourself, you're the kind of crab. You're pulling others down, or you're pulling yourself down. So one is that, are they discouraging you from, discouraging your progress or downplaying your achievement? So, awareness is the first step. So the first step is you need to identify, get to know what is the environment that you are in. You could be trying to move, but things are not moving. Things are not working well for you, and you're wondering what is happening. It could be you are just inside that bucket with the rest of the crab. And then secondly, you need to self-reflect. That is, consider if you might unintentionally be a crab too. Are you holding yourself back or sabotaging your own goals? You see, as I said, it could be you've created your own ball yourself, because I said this state, it's a natural state. It's a state that is being created. It does not exist naturally. So we said first, you need to create awareness, be aware of the state that you are in. And then the second one I'm saying here is you need to self-reflect and identify. It could be yourself who is holding down you're holding down yourself, you're pulling down your goals. And then the third one is practice ignoring crabs. So don't let their negativity affect you. Focus on your goals and tune out their discouragement. You need to focus. Okay, you need to focus. You need to create. I remember, if you remember the other time we said, or one of our morning sessions, we talked about creating walls and creating boundaries and not creating walls. Get to know what when we said, you can create a bridge, you can create a wall. You can create a bridge, you can create a boundary, and not necessarily a wall that blocks you. So you get to see what comes to you. Another thing is that after you've practiced, ignoring them, you need to take one step at a time. You need to break down your goals into smaller, manageable steps, and then you need to celebrate your achievement. Each achievement that you do, celebrate it regardless of what others say. You know what really affects us is this. What do people say? Sometimes you would want to do something and you say, hey, what would these people say? What would they say? What would they say? Or what will it show? Or what will it, what would my parents say? What would my friends say? Sometimes, you tend to look like you're going to be ashamed. But we are saying here that you need to take one step at a time, and then you need to stay focused on your goals is another point there. So you need to keep your eyes on the prize. Don't let the crabs distract you from your path, okay? Don't let the crabs distract you from your path. And then another thing is sometimes, let's say even if you're supposed to be in a ball of crabs, or I want us to take these crabs to be human beings, okay? Let's not be in a so much confined area. So we say expand into a bigger crab. Let's say, what do I mean by expanding into a bigger crab? A bigger bucket. You need to surround yourself with supportive, positive people who encourage growth and seek out communities that uplift you, okay? You need to expand into a bigger bucket. I know in the world that we are in, we have a lot of crabs. Everybody's a crab. I would say that everybody is a crab. So we only need to expand into a bigger bucket whereby you don't get this crab pulling you down. The bucket you could be talking about could be your family. Don't be said. It could be your family. It could be your friend. So, hey, can you self-reflect? Can you look back? Can you identify the bucket in which you are? Is it a small bucket or is it a big bucket? And again, it could be a bucket that there are a lot of things, there are a lot of crabs in your life. Let's say you've had someone speak and someone say, whatever you are talking is crab. What does that mean? I say this is an interesting session today, though. You talk to someone and someone tells you whatever you're telling me is crap. You see such things. I think that person is quite true because he sees there are things that hold you. So at this morning session, I want us to do away with things that hold us from growing. So the last one, the seventh one, is what is called dismiss worries. That is, ignore the naysayers and trust whatever you're focusing on. You look at, sometimes, you have that instinct. I believe for those who are believers in God, there's something that God has put. There's an ability that has been put in a man. He has been put in you. That faith, that hope, okay? So, and you need to listen to it. You need to open up to it. And you need to unleash that potential. So believe that you have the ability to succeed. Stop being discouraged. Stop looking at the crabs in your life, but believe that you have the ability to succeed, okay? And remember that you have the power to rise above the bucket. and reach to your true potential. I want to repeat this, that remember that you have the power to rise above the bucket and reach to your true potential. So, hey, it's a morning that we want to do away with crabs. It's a morning that we want to identify away with crabs. And it's a morning that we want to rise above even our expectation. And that's my presentation this morning. And I want to open the floor. I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that I can see. Well, I want us to, the floor is open for a contribution. You can share your experience. You can also help us identify the crabs in our lives. Some could be, I might not be able to see my back, and there could be some crabs behind my back pulling me down. And, I need someone to help me look at those crabs and we pull them down because, together each achieves more as a team. So the floor is open. Welcome. Anyone who would gladly share this morning? You could be keeping quiet. You need to ask yourself what the crab is holding you down from speaking, from bringing out that positivity, Yeah. Something that would, we are talking about a supportive environment. So you can imagine being with people who don't want to contribute. Oh, okay. Yes, I see Sharon is really smiling. Well, the floor is open.
Let me be the first one to venture into this very interesting topic. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Kelvin.
yes,
It's
so
such
yes.
a wonderful topic you've introduced. And to be honest, I don't have anything to add on because you've, I think, gone all around the different corners to explain what life should be like. I look at it as progress, what hinders our progress, and how we should tackle certain blocks which might stop our development wherever we are, in our workplace, in our families, in our lives, in our societies and communities. So the way you've phrased everything there was very interesting, and it was so fantastic that I don't think I missed anything. I'm sure everything is in my head. But going back to development in our professions, I think we should always aim at being positive at what we do, at what we want to achieve. So things like the crabs which block us, we should try to eliminate them. And how do we eliminate them? So for us here at work, we've got to educate ourselves. We've got to seek advice from people who are better than us or who have the experience. Because if you don't and you just sit back, then you are going to remain the same. Nobody really has time. You've got to push yourself. You must have it in within you because everybody is doing their bit wherever they are. They have assignments to do and they have targets to meet. So if yourself, you sit back and say, well, maybe somebody will remind me or somebody will call me, and you don't set your targets properly, then again, you are not going to achieve what you should be or what you should be getting. Then something which Molai talks about sometimes is the capital, social capital, and the contact capital. Those are other very key issues which can lead you to success. And these contacts, so the capital, the contact capital or the social capital, they should be things which are developmental, which are positive, which are not pulling you down. You've got to work it out and say, this is a nice person. This is not a nice person. This one is helping me. This one is promoting me. And if you settle with people who are very negative or say, oh, that's impossible, I cannot do that. Those are, I think, crabs, in my opinion, which would lead you to not succeeding in what you would achieve eventually. Then your own attitude towards life, towards work, towards your education, towards the future. tells you what you see. Because if you are a person who, again, who is a bit negative about certain things, who doesn't take criticism positively, again, that is going to draw you back. Everything they say to you, if you say, oh, but why is he saying to me? Why did he didn't look at me? He didn't smile? That kind. Everybody has a different day every other day. So you have to be the one to lead the way. Don't wait for others to lead you. Okay, we do have leaders to look up to, but again, be one of those leaders as well. Aim high. But if you are like, oh, well, Sukesh didn't say this, or today Mola didn't say good morning, that kind of, and he normally says good morning. And then, I mean, that is going to draw you back. Don't look at yourself as if you are in a sorry state. No, every day should be a blessing. Every day should be looked at positively. Yeah, I think that's my contribution towards this, Kelvin, because you finished everything I could think of. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you're someone who is always supportive. And if I can pick from what you just mentioned, you've said that we need to have that self-drive. Again, if you don't have that self-drive, you won't yourself, grow, okay? And that aspect of seeking for help and that aspect of ensuring that you self-develop yourself, that puts you, on top. And just to add something also there as you were talking, sometimes you would see these critics, people would criticize you. And I would say when they throw these stones to you, don't take the stones and say, hey, the stones are hurting me. Someone say, take the stones and continue building the foundation and build the house with those stones. So thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, Robert, for that. Yes. Someone else? Anyone else to give an insight on that? Could be your experience, could be, yeah.
Everyone.
Yes, Sharon.
Thank you so much for the beautiful, for the wonderful topic and from the contribution made by everyone. I'll just give my own, you have said everything though, very, very good presentation, even though I joined a bit late, but I apologize. I think personally, sometimes the crabs, obviously, like we was talking about different aspects of our lives, I'll just personalize it to myself. Sometimes a crab can be you yourself as a person, because of how you view yourself, how you speak into your life, how you conduct yourself. So as a result, if you don't like talk yourself out of whatever situation you're going through, or seek for help, like everyone's been saying, if you need help with something, then unfortunately you are going to stay in this bucket, because like Robert said, everyone's busy trying to better themselves. We're all on this race basically to get to the finish line. So if you're not trying to run with the fast people and you're trying to be in the slow lane, and you're not trying to learn from other people, maybe who are doing things better than you, then definitely you're still gonna stay a crab in your life. But I think another thing that actually I did learn was sometimes, we're where we are, or we're crabs in our lives because we don't ask. So if you want something, not ideally, but if you want something in your life, the first thing you do is ask. If you don't ask and ask big and boldly, then unfortunately you're not gonna get. So if you're a crab and you don't want to be a crab anymore, you can ask maybe to not be a crab anymore. I don't know how that works, but I know it's possible anyways, in terms of human personal development. But yeah, so personally, I think in terms of being crabs, we ourselves can be crabs in our own personal lives, but the way out of this kind of predicament you find yourself in, I think one of the first thing you do is self-analyze and start asking, ask big and ask bold, so that we come out of this crab situation, Calvin. That's my contribution.
Great. That's fantastic, Sharon. I appreciate that contribution. Especially you're bringing out the aspect that, the bigger thing in this situation is you can't be the biggest crab in your life and you are holding yourself down. So you're bringing out the aspect of you need to ask and not just ask big. So if you are able to know what is it that you want, and then think big, and recraft how you want to approach life, okay? How you view yourself. Sometimes what holds us down is the aspect of not viewing yourself to have that ability. But again, let's remember that we have that ability within ourselves. And you need to rise above all and unleash that potential. I often say that no one was born written on the face that you are a failure. Everybody was born. When we were all born, nobody was born with great brains. Everybody was born, and we were all born when we were not even seeing. And after 1, 2, 3 weeks, we were able to see. And the way we navigate through the life is about how we view things also. So thank you so much, Sharon, for that great contribution. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. The floor is still open. 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 Anyone else who would want to give a contribution? To give contribution.
Good morning, Mr. Kevin.
Yeah,
good morning,
everyone. Good morning, Joshua. Yes.
Yes, sir. I just have a little contribution towards this wonderful topic, talking about crab mentality. So sometimes I would say that our past experiences could be the crab mentality pulling us down. I'm talking in terms of both the positive and negative. Past failures, past downturns, some experiences that are not really pleasant. So, and also our success, our success too can be the crab holding us from doing more, being more, going, aspiring more. So in these two ways, I think sometimes we just need to forget the past, and have new ambition, have new focus, have new goals that could drive us, towards leaving the box, moving to a next stage. So when people have some kind of fortunate experiences, or maybe they were disappointed in some situations, or what the plan didn't work out the way they anticipated, there's this fear of the unknown. What will it be if I take this try again? What will it be if I, make this effort again? So this can likely be the crab pulling one down and limiting one from, advancing, from progressing. This topic, applies to generally every area of life, even outside the workplace. So in essence, I would just say we should we should cultivate the ability to let go of our past, what we've been through, either on the positive or negative side, and look forward to better experiences in the future. So that's my little contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua, for that great contribution. There's something very important there I'm picking, that even your current success can be a crab in your life. You can sit down and be comfortable and say, hey, I'm comfortable wherever I am. So, and then it limits again your continuity. And then you forget that, growth should be something, growth should be inevitable. You need to grow day by day. So I was speaking that, and I was learning that Don't sit comfortably. Don't be oversatisfied from where you are, but always aspire to grow. Aspire to grow. People say sky is the limit. I don't know whether the sky exists there because it's somewhere the blue. So I would say the only point that you would want to reach if you want to limit yourself is infinity. So if you're able to reach to infinity, then well. So let's focus at infinity. Let's not focus even at the sky. So thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you so much, Joshua, for that. I would still open maybe one more, 2 minutes for one more contribution. 2 minutes for one more contribution. Yes, Linda, you just unmuted yourself.
No, I was actually unmuting myself to tell you that our time is fast spent.
Okay, fine. Maybe I can give you the 2 minutes. I can maybe summarize and wind up and say that let's keep company of those people that uplift us, and also those whose presence calls forth for our best. And let's have realistic expectation. Let's choose associates wisely. Let's also become better climbers, and let us lead by example. And also let us focus on our progress. And above all, let's learn to also forgive. So thank you so much, and have a good day, everyone. I appreciate it. So to you, Linda.
Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you for such a wonderful presentation this morning and wonderful topic. Yeah, thank you so much.